So let's just get one thing straight and out of the gate. You don't need to be making, hundreds of thousands or, tens of thousands of dollars with your SMMA before you start outsourcing. I even think that you don't even need to be making any money with your SMMA to start outsourcing, but you need to fit, a specific criteria before you start outsourcing. What's going on, YouTube? It's Aaron here, coming to you from the trenches, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you when you should outsource for your business. It's not what you think. The answer is not going to be what you say. I have a different opinion than what a lot of other people say. So let's get right into it. So if you don't know me, my name is Aaron Bogle. I own my own SMMA agency where I help clients get leads, but I also teach you guys, where I go, what I do right and what I do wrong. That's why I always say I'm in the trenches with you guys, because I'm literally doing it as as you guys are doing it, as you guys can see from my live cold calls, my live discovery calls, my live closing calls. So I'm in it with you guys, so I know what works and I know what doesn't work. And I made a group to help you guys out as well, the SMA Client Acquisition Tips, Tricks, and Accountability. So this is a group where it's growing. We're at 1,200 members, so thank you guys all for that. And we're continuing growing. I have 15 new members I need to add. This is a group where we talk about strategies, tips, and tricks. People ask questions and we answer them about how to get SMMA clients, whether that's getting them in general or getting them results. So if you want to be a part of that group, simply just go join the link in the description. It takes like 2 seconds to join. And then if you also want access to my cold calling, cold email script, which I use to book appointments myself, you'll be able to get access to that as well once you join the group. It's also in the link in the description as well. So when should you outsource for your agency? So a lot of people have different opinions on when you should outsource. So let's just get one thing straight and out of the gate. You don't need to be making hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars with your SMMA before you start outsourcing, because honestly outsource for very, very cheap nowadays thanks to Upwork, and you can outsource a lot of different things to third world countries. It's very, very affordable, so that way you don't have to be making a whole lot of money in order to outsource successfully. So let's just get that one thing straight. You don't need to be making so much money with the SMA to start outsourcing. I even think that you don't even need to be making any money with the SMA to start outsourcing, but you need to fit a specific criteria before you start outsourcing. So this is best explained if I explain a little bit about my story first. So as everyone starts, you're a one-man shop. You're doing everything: the prospecting, the sales, the marketing, the learning, getting results. You're doing all of that, right? And there comes a point in time where when you're doing it all by yourself, you're gonna get bogged down with one thing. Maybe you just get a client and now you need to focus on getting results for that client, because it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3 as a lot of people say it out to be. You gotta focus on getting them results. And because you're focused on getting them results, now your prospecting is slacking, so you're not getting new clients coming in, so you're not getting any new money coming in, or you're not doing any sales calls because you're focused on getting the results. So because you're not prospecting, you're not getting appointments and all that. And that's where I was at. There was this even specific time where I was focused on getting appointments. I wasn't really focused on learning Google ads or learning Facebook ads or improving myself so I can get my clients better results. I was just so focused on, okay, how can I get clients, prospecting, sending out emails, cold calling, doing all that fun stuff, and writing proposals, doing all that all by myself. So yeah, you can work up and hustle and make some money by yourself doing everything all by yourself. But is that really the way to go? Is that truly the way to actually do it? And the answer to that is, well, it depends on who you are, but I would say no. With your business, you run the business the way you want to run your business. I was listening to some podcast, I forget what it was, but a lot of people try to run their business like other people run their business, and that's just not gonna work, because that's not your style, that's not your personality. So people say oh, wake up at 6 a.m. because Jeff Bezos did. So people try that, but they're not morning people, they're night owls. So instead of waking up at 6 a.m., you could have just stayed up till 2 a.m., you guys still have the same amount of time in the day, and you could keep working until 2 a.m. and then wake up at 10 a.m. where you feel a lot better, feel a lot more rejuvenated, other than just waking up at 6 a.m. You work when people sleep, or you work when people sleep in the morning. You work when someone sleeps for the most part. It's either late at night or early in the morning. But I'm a night owl for the most part. So like I hate waking up early in the morning. Like I absolutely hate it. But I can easily stay up till like 3, 4 a.m. working on something, just cramming at it, just working on my passion. I've done that before too, and there's some nights I have to do that because I have to get stuff done. But I would rather do that than wake up at like 6 a.m. to do it. So, because I just feel that at night, that's when I can just push through and drive and get more work done. So that's the same with outsourcing for your business. You don't have to do it when other people do it. So what most people say is, outsource when you're super busy with one aspect of your business. Outsource it, once you're super busy, so you free up your time, free up the energy, etc. Well, I say, if you really just don't, even if you just don't want to do it, so even if you're just starting out with the SMMA and just the thought of prospecting literally makes you want to vomit, or just makes you sick, or makes you cry, well, I do think that unless you have a salesperson, you should still, get you should still do cold calling to get some sales experience in you, to get used to talking to other business owners. But once you have that, it's kind of all the same exact thing. It's fine to prospect it, even if you have 0 clients. If you do have some money, I mean, let's say you're working a 9 to 5. Let's say you have some income coming in from other sources. It's completely fine to outsource it, even if you're not bogged down with a lot of work. So, for example, I outsource a good amount of my prospecting because prospecting for me is very time consuming. I don't like doing that. I would rather do the sales call and get the clients the results. So, that's making the Google ads, make the Facebook ads, making the landing page. Man, I'm thinking about outsourcing that because I don't like making landing pages for the most part. Even though no matter how much I've tried, I'd rather just let someone else do it for the most part. But I like making the Google ads. I like making the Facebook campaign. But I really just don't like prospecting. But, I did it when I was, a one-man shop because, that's what I thought you had to do. Everyone says, oh, you guys start cold calling, oh, you guys start emailing, which, you do, especially if you're the one that's going to take the sales call. And I really think, to get your first client, you should do cold calling to, get your feet wet into the actual business world, because it's a huge different transition. But regardless, maybe you have sales experience already. It's okay if if you don't have any money from your SMMA, if you're not making money yet, to outsource stuff from the very beginning. So even if you're just starting out, you're making no money, but you hate prospecting, you can go to Upwork, hire someone to do cold calling or cold emailing for you, and then you can pay them a rate that you want to pay them, and then they will do it, and they'll get you appointments. And when I did this was probably one of the most freeing things. This is why I loved outsourcing so much, because it was kind of like I was getting appointments by not doing anything, simply just because I outsourced it. Just the amount of time freedom I had just to not worry about prospecting. Even though I would say, like, there would be some days I would go hard with prospecting, but there are a lot of days I was just very inconsistent with it. It's one thing that's just like, I wake up and it's like, I just don't want to do prospecting, and that's fine. Like, I'll gladly wake up and be like, okay, let's work on these Google ads, or let's set up this Facebook ad campaign. I'll gladly wake up and do that. But to wake up and do prospecting, I really had to drag myself out of bed to do it. But, even when I wasn't making that much money, like now I have a couple clients now who are paying me, but, even when I was making like not that much money with my SMMA, like I don't think I had any real high paying clients at the time. I still outsourced it because you can outsource it for very cheap on Upwork, especially if you do cold emailing or cold messaging or whatever. You can outsource it for very cheap. And then I was getting appointments lined up, and I would rather deal with appointments because I would rather talk to the business owner one-on-one. I like doing that kind of stuff. I like being in sales meetings and all that stuff. I think it's just good experience for me in life in general. What I say when it's the best time to outsource is, you want to outsource when you have a bottleneck, but don't let that bottleneck be like, oh, I'm so focused on doing all this work that I have no time for this. It could be like, oh, I really just don't want to do this. Like, let's say if you hate content creation, but you need to do it. Even if you have all the time in the world, like if you really just can't bring yourself up to do it, then you can just easily outsource it. Not only once you outsource it is it like done and out of the way, it's taken care of, but B, you're probably getting a person that's a lot more experienced and just a lot better at it at you, because you have to also consider that not only do you have to do the task, but you have to be good at doing the task. And if you're not good at doing it, then that's going to take you a lot of time that, well, if you simply just outsource it to someone, you probably could have A, gotten it for affordable rate, B, gotten the results you wanted, and then thus get your money back plus some, and save the time and effort of trying to learn something when you just easily outsourced it. So this is what I did for my appointment setting. So I knew the message script that I have that works, and if you want that message script, again, join the group, or click the link in the description below to get the script that I use. I modified it a little bit. I'm going to be releasing a new script soon, so stay tuned for that. But I knew the script works, so I knew I was able to get appointments overall with it. I just need someone just to take it, paste it, and just send it out a lot more for me, because again, I do not like going through and prospecting. So I just hired a VA from the Philippines to do that for me. And now I'm getting appointments pretty much on autopilot, because I know the script works, and I can get appointments and do the sales call and get the results, which is what I want to do with my business. It's my business. I run it the way I want to run it. So I say outsource as soon as you feel that a specific part of your business is lacking. But it doesn't have to be lacking because you're too busy. It could be lacking because you're procrastinating on doing that specific task of your business. Now, if you're just lazy in general, you just don't want to do anything for your business, I mean, yeah, eventually the goal is to just outsource everything and put yourself off on the business. But you do want experience in the things that you're outsourcing, because if you just give it to anyone, they may not have the proper technique or the expertise that you're looking for, and then when you outsource it, they're just wasting your money overall. So especially if it's like a creative task, like if it's like designing a website, or making a strategy of some sort, you want to make sure that you have at least some experience in that area, so that way that the person knows what they're doing. But if it's like hey, I just need you to send this message, or hey, I need you to do this administrative task that anyone can do, it just needs to be done, that stuff you should just outsource immediately, whether you're making $100,000 with SMMA or $0 with the SMMA, because just the time you get, which you can use for other things, and just the time you get just like knowing that you don't have to do it, it just feels so relaxing. It's a lot less stress overall. When there's a bottleneck, whether that bottleneck is due to you having absolutely no time to actually do it, or you're just too lazy, or you're unmotivated and you really just don't want to do that task, just completely just outsource it. And it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You can outsource it for cheap on Fiverr, Upwork. There's so many sites you can use. And then once you outsource it and that bottleneck opens up, you're going to be making more money anyway, because hopefully the thing you're outsourcing helps you make money, in the long run. So, don't be afraid to outsource it. And yeah, that is pretty much when you should outsource your things. Hope you guys enjoyed this short little video of, just knowing when to outsource. If you want to know step by step, exactly what you need to do to hire a VA, click on the video up there or wherever I point, and you'll learn exactly how to do that. See you guys in that video. Take care.